All right, we are back for the fifth round of 2020 NFL Draft. We were just going to stream the fourth round today, but we've had a lot of very exciting stuff happen in the fifth round. Let's go ahead and adjust the camera just a little bit. There we go. I figured we might as well go ahead and jump back in for the fifth round. Pretty good round right now. 34 picks in total in this one. Excuse me. My apologies for those of you watching. My allergies are acting up a little bit. So, yeah. We're going to get a couple more people in the stream, and then we will go ahead and recap all of the picks. Send now. All right, there we go. So, hello everyone. My name is Jeff Fields McCormick. For those of you just joining us, welcome to the fifth round of the 2020 NFL Draft on YouTube. Presented by Jeff Fields McCormick, which is me. All right. So, two people in the chat. We'll probably get a few more to come in here in a little while. Up to three now. Welcome everybody. Please go ahead and give the stream a thumbs up if you're enjoying it. Let's go ahead and do a quick recap of everything you do in the fifth round. Oh yeah, Beast, I had to come back for the fifth round. I was going to do just the fourth, presented by Powerade. Yeah, got it right here. Not sponsored, of course, but let's go ahead and do a quick recap. So I just found out the Redskins traded with the Niners. Oh, that's interesting. All right, so with the first pick in the fifth round, the 147th overall pick, the Bengals took edge rusher Khalid Kareem out of Notre Dame. Pretty good pick. He'll work alongside Carlos Dunlap. This will be a great way for the new guy to learn everything that he's doing. And it's going to help him out drastically. Excuse me. Coming up next, with the second pick this round, the Seahawks took edge rusher Alton Robinson from Syracuse. It's going to be a great, beefy guy to add to their edge rushing capabilities as a team. Great importance here. They're working hard on building up that defense. Maybe even going to get back to the Legion of Boom someday. We'll have to see. Coming up next, we have a guard from Ball State was selected by the Colts. Danny Pinter is heading to Indianapolis. After that, Shane Remu, a guard from Oregon, was selected by the New York Giants. Omar, hello and welcome to the stream. The Niners traded for the Redskins for Trent Williams, an O-tackle. Yeah, I heard about that earlier. That's an interesting choice they made. After that, and this one was just confirmed, so with the 151st overall pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the Los Angeles Chargers have selected wide receiver out of Virginia, Joe Reed. This is a smart move here. I like this pick. Get a good receiver in the fifth round. You're not risking too much, but a lot of reward here. Low risk, high reward. Whew, excuse me. All in all, a good pick here. Good option. I like what they're thinking. Very smart choice. All right, the Panthers pick is in. So with the 152nd overall pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the Carolina Panthers have selected a safety out of West Virginia, Kenny Robinson. I think it's time to donate. Oh, that'd be amazing, Jamie. Sixth round. I don't know about the sixth round. Jamie, thank you so much for your support in the chat. It's always really cool getting to see new faces jump into the live streams. Safety out of West Virginia. They need help in their secondary. They decided to pick this guy up. That's really smart. All in all, I like this pick. B+. Pretty solid pick here. You're not risking a whole lot by doing a fifth round pick. Low risk, high reward here. He could end up being really good. He's fast from what I've seen. So, that's always really exciting to see. Having a fast safety is great on shutdown situations. If he's got to run zone, He's going to be able to keep up with his zone really well if he's running man. Be able to keep up with those great speedy receivers in the league. So all in all, pretty good here. Solid B+, I say, is a fair estimate there. Like up the stream. Yes, go ahead and give it a thumbs up if you haven't already. I'm going to scoot back a little bit. There we go. A little more comfortable now. And the Dolphins have the next 2 picks. This will be interesting to see what happens here. This will be fun to see. Dolphins have the next 2 picks, pick 7 and pick 9. There's not a pick 8 now apparently. They got traded away somehow. We'll have to look into that later. But Dolphins here, I could see offensive line. The Broncos are going to be one of the most dominating offenses. I'm really hoping so. Yeah, and now we have a new center. Reisner's not as big of a problem. He wasn't really a problem per se, but he does have some competition now. So hopefully that'll keep him on the straight and narrow per se, keep him on the grind, make him a better player. He'll have competition with Cushenberry. I would love to see Cushenberry start. Maybe when we move back Reisner to guard where he's more comfortable. That'd be smart in my opinion. You got a guy that doesn't normally play center, that's playing center. That's just because we really didn't have a center. Now we have a main center. We can move Reisner back to guard or move him somewhere else entirely. Depends on what Elway thinks is the best move here. But Reisner does not have to be our main center, which is really good. Like I said, back-to-back clocks right here. Back-to-back picks right here. Okay. The OMG, someone get from. Yeah, I completely agree. All right, the San Francisco 49ers just traded up. They are the next pick. Darian, if you're in here, your 49ers just went way up in the draft. And they are on the clock right now. San Francisco is wanting to get somebody here. If I had to guess, I say they take Jake Fromm to have a good backup for Garoppolo. I'm not entirely sure. Let's go, your Niners. Yeah. Sup, Obliterate, welcome, man. Kelvin, yeah, the Niners are doing pretty good. Pick is in. My guess is Jake Fromm. Be a great backup to Garoppolo. I could see them maybe going wide receiver here. That's not quite as likely, but it's definitely possible. They lost one of my favorite players, Emmanuel Sanders. Left the 49ers after the Super Bowl. He's now with the Saints. So they may be taking receiver here. Miami Dolphins trade fit. Dolphins trade. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And they didn't lose a whole lot. They're right after these guys. They may have gotten, maybe they got like 2 picks later on. Darian, hello and welcome back. The 49ers pick is in. So we're going to get to see who they add. They traded with the Dolphins. They took an offensive tackle. Yes, they are protecting their quarterback. Smart move here. So with a 154th overall pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the San Francisco 49ers select Colton Mckevitt. Yes! Tackle out of West Virginia. This man is amazing. Big fan right here. I have him on Madden 20 from that draft. He's a powerhouse offensive tackle. I really like this pick. I give this one a solid A+. And they just lost Joe Staley. That was mentioned earlier. He was expected to retire. They needed to grab an offensive tackle to replace Staley as soon as they could. They went ahead, grabbed Colton Mckevitt. So yeah, great pick there. A+. Mckevitt is an amazing tackle out of West Virginia. The Dolphins are on the clock right now, and then the Vikings are going to come up next. Kawi, I just saw you. Welcome back. This is very exciting. This round is going a lot faster than I had anticipated. We're already about a third of the way through it, believe it or not. Dolphins are on the clock. I can see offensive line here. I think that's their best move. Still plenty of other great guys, don't get me wrong. But I think that offensive line is their smartest move, just to make sure that they can protect Tua. We do have 8 in the stream right now. For those of you that just joined, thank you so much. You're excited for the Broncos. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing who the Broncos get. I'm hoping another offensive lineman. You can really never have too many, in my opinion. Because O-line, especially on a team like ours that struggles a little bit, O-line is always a great, great option And I'm fully expecting somebody from the offensive line, maybe another guard, maybe we take an O-tackle. Plenty of guys still on the board. But yeah, I do like this pick. I think this one's really smart. Mckevitt is a good option here. One of the best offensive linemen on the board, in my opinion. I'm kind of surprised he didn't go in the second or third round. Mckevitt has some serious talent. He's a really good player all around. One of the best out there. So, great pickup in the 5th round. 2 O-linemen in round 5 already. Yeah, round 5 is going to be O-line heavy. Shea Peterson is what somebody's saying. I've not seen confirmation of that yet. But as soon as that comes through on the app, I'll make sure to announce it. I'm back. Is Thaddeus Moss picked up yet? No, Moss is not there. Big questions. What do we trade for this O-tackle? Better not have been much. I don't know, in all honesty. Does anybody in here know what the 49ers gave up to get Mckevitt? Because I really don't know. I haven't seen anything on the app announcing that, other than the fact that they actually traded him. That's all that I've seen. Or that they traded to get him, I mean. Dolphins are still on the clock. Okay, yes, this is another great pick. 5th round is looking amazing. So, with the 154th overall pick, the Miami Dolphins have selected Jason Strobridge, defensive end out of North Carolina. This is a great pick right here. I like this one. He's a powerhouse defender. He definitely fell lower than he should have. This is going to be a great addition to their defense. They already got Cameron Wake. They drafted a couple of defensive players early on. They're going to add Strobridge. Great pick here, A-. They traded up in the 5th round for Miami's pick, but we don't know what they traded for. I don't know what they traded away either. I give this one an A-. This is a really solid pick. He's an amazing player. Very, very talented defensive end. He's going to have a lot of edge rushing power for these guys. He's going to be able to shed blockers really well. And I look forward to seeing a Strobridge card in Madden Mobile. That's going to be a lot of fun. He's going to have pretty good hit power, too. He hits like a tank, which is going to be great to see. I don't know a whole lot more about him, but from what I've seen, he is one of the best defensive players at defensive end this year, and it's really surprised that he fell to the 5th round. Broncos are up in a few picks. Vikings trade pick. Vikings trade. Does that mean that they... Oh, let's see what happened here. Trades are getting interesting. The Bears are now on the clock. All right. The Bears pick is in. Let's see what happens here. He's saying Breida's gone. Matt Breida's gone. Did they cut him? Oh, we got so much going on. This pick went from Cleveland to Buffalo to Minnesota and now Chicago. This pick has bounced around quite a bit. All right, so the pick is in and now we're just waiting. Oh, he was your favorite player. I'm sorry to hear that. Breida was a pretty talented running back, and apparently he has left San Francisco. Excuse me. We lost Breida for a 5th round. No, wow. I don't know about that one. Yikes. They really needed someone to replace Joe Staley. I just think that one's kind of a loss right there. But hey, they got a really good offensive tackle. They drafted a running back earlier, if I'm not mistaken, so if McKinnon gets injured, bro, I'm done. That would have been the dumbest move we made in a minute. No, it's because we were running back McKinnon. The 49ers trade Matt Breida to the Dolphins for a 5th round pick. Yeah. They really wanted that offensive tackle. They have faith in the new running back. Big risk. All right. Pick is in for the Bears. With the 155th overall pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the Chicago Bears select Trevis Gibson, a defensive end out of Tulsa. I like this pick. It adds a lot to their defensive game. Beefs up their D-line. So, yeah, this is pretty good right here. Oh, I like this pick. I like this pick a lot. A-. Breida and Tua, the Dolphins are taking wins. Yeah, Dolphins are doing really good. Gibson, defensive end of Tulsa, smart move there. Beefs up the defense a little bit. Dolphins are winning the whole draft. Yeah. Sorry, guys. I got to stretch real quick. My back's tensing up on me a little bit. Oh. All right. And we're back. Dolphins are doing a lot. Yeah, Dolphins are doing really well in this draft. I think the Dolphins won this draft. Seriously, Dolphins are just amazing. Dolphins winning the whole draft and won the offseason. Yeah, Dolphins are making some big moves. Tua might even lead them to a Super Bowl. Who knows? It's going to be interesting to see what happens for sure. The pick is in for the Redskins, and we'll announce that as soon as it goes live. We got about 20 picks left. 20, 22 picks, something like that. It's a center. They drafted a center. That's an interesting pick. Yes, they did. Okay, it was just confirmed for me. Breida to the Fins. That's what I've heard. Dolphins finessed the 49ers. Yeah. Redskins took a center. They signed Breida to the 49ers. Yeah. All right, so with the 156th overall pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the Washington Redskins have selected Keith Ismail, center from San Diego State. I could get behind this. This is smart. Once again, beefing up that O-line. Their quarterbacks are getting hit a lot. They're losing a lot of yardage from that. So beefing up the guy in the center of the field is smart. I like this pick. I give it an A-, maybe a B+. Pretty good pick here. They need help on offensive line. I think Ismail might be the answer there. Maybe he just short-term. I don't know. But either way, good pick here. Good idea, at least. So B+. I think a B+ is fair on this one. It's a pretty solid pick. We haven't really had any bad fifth-round picks. I like this one. We're approaching the 20-minute mark. For those of you that are in here that maybe haven't given the chat a thumbs up, please go ahead and do so. Just to let me know that you're enjoying the video. This is a lot of fun getting to call these, and I look forward to seeing the next 15 or 20 picks. About 20 picks, yeah. All right, pick is in for the Jaguars. We're going to go ahead and announce that here in a second, as soon as it's confirmed. And then the Jets are on the clock. Did you know Ayuk had some better stats than Judy? Wow. Do the Pats have a pick this round? Yes, they do. They're up in 3 picks, so they could still get Jake Fromm. We'll have to see what happens, but that's my guess. Patriots taking Jake Fromm would make a lot of sense. They have to replace Brady. Now we're waiting for the Jaguars pick. Excuse me. We're waiting for the Jaguars pick to come in. It is definitely an early morning. But that's all right. We'll make it. Jaguars got a safety. Yes, they did. All right. With the 157th overall pick in the 2020 draft, the Jacksonville Jaguars have selected Daniel Thomas, a safety out of Auburn. I see the logic here. They're trying to add some depth at safety, but I give this one a B-. I don't think they really needed a safety here. I think O-line would have made a lot more sense to try to protect their quarterback. Breida had injury problems. That's true. Breida had some injuries off and on. He was a great running back. I'm just glad you guys didn't lose Mostert because he was really good. Jets are on the clock, and then the Patriots are up next. You're giving this one a C, yeah. It would have been more finesse to give it to McKinnon, though. Yeah, that's true. Darian, we still have Jefferson. Yeah, you guys do still have Jefferson. He's going to be a great addition to your offense. I'm going to scroll up a little bit. There we go. Cleveland's on the clock. Patriots are after them. Yeah, you're just in shock. I can imagine. That's a big loss. That's a big loss for you guys. Mostert is better out of the two, in my opinion, unless McKinnon comes a stud. He finally fixes his injury, yeah. He struggled with injuries a little bit here and there. Hopefully that doesn't mess his gameplay up too much this year. We'll have to see what happens there. It's going to be interesting. This draft is definitely going to be one to remember. We've had a lot of big trades happen. I mean, yeah, and some amazing players have moved around. This has been a big year for the offseason. This has been a big year for the NFL. The way we're having to do this draft virtually because of everything going on is a bit odd. If McKinnon proves me wrong this year, then I don't know about Breida because it won't be bad. We have so much depth in the running back. Yeah, you've got a lot of depth at running back. And I think you guys might want to consider, maybe trading somebody away because of all that depth. Because a whole lot of depth in one position is not a good thing. It's not bad to have a lot of players, but to have a lot of players all in one setting isn't really the best thing in a lot of cases. So yeah, I personally wouldn't recommend you guys taking any more running backs because you've got most start, you drafted one. I mean, you guys are set on running backs. What up? Goose TV in the building. Hello and welcome to the stream. Goose, how have you been? So cool getting to see you stop by. That's awesome. Hey, Goose. Yeah, everybody's getting hyped up. Hello. But Jeff, they can prove me wrong. Bye, Coleman. Yeah. If he ends up being really good, then Coleman might be out of here, too. We'll have to see what happens there. Yeah, very exciting stuff going on here. The Jets are on the clock. Yeah, everybody's really hyped up. The Goose is here. That's really cool. Thanks for stopping by, man. Always cool to see you stop by in the comments or something. If the Jets don't take from, been doing well. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, doing great. We had rounds 2 and 3 last night. We just finished round 4. We're in the 5th round of the draft. Lots of fun here. Absolutely loving getting to talk to everybody. Jets are on the clock. If Fromm isn't taken here, I think the best option is going to be Belichick to take this guy on the Patriots. The pick is in for the Jets with the Patriots on the clock. We'll have to see what happens. We did just break 22 minutes, which is kind of cool. For those of you that haven't already, go ahead and give the stream a thumbs up. It always helps the stats. It always makes it a little more impressive. I love getting to connect with all of you guys. This is a ton of fun. Still on the clock. Yeah, the Jets are there. Jets pick is in. It's pending right now, and we have the Patriots are on the clock. So, soon as the Jets pick is announced, we'll go ahead and call that. And then the Patriots will get to have their pick, and we'll get to see what happens there. Lots of fun stuff coming up. Whew. Sorry, I was up all night editing. You should see those videos coming out sometime in the next couple of days. 12 people in the stream. Everybody that just joined, welcome. The Jets are on the clock. You're an Eagles fan. Cool. The Eagles have had a little bit of trouble in some of these drafts. Made some questionable choices, but I think that they've got a plan. I think Jalen Hurts as a backup is a very solid option. Brandon, thank you for subscribing to the channel. I just got the notification for that. Thank you very much. It's always great to see the channel build up like that. We're just waiting on the Jets pick to come in right now. It's been sitting, pending for a little while. They're probably debating between a couple of guys on who to get. It's always instrumental. I'm just hoping McKinnon gets... Sherman wants a rematch with Williams because Williams slapped him. How do I think the Lions have done? I think the Lions have done really well, honestly. They've had a pretty good draft so far. All right. Oh, Darian, you're not going to be... Or not Darian, excuse me. Philip, if you're still here, you're not going to be happy with this one. With the 158th overall pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the Jets have selected Bryce Hall, cornerback from Virginia. A-. He's a very good player. They need help in the secondary. That's about as best of a pick as they could have asked for. I like this pick. Exactly, Jared, so I would trade Breida. Let's hope he becomes a stud. Yeah, you guys are all excited with an A pick right here. I'm saying A-. Everybody's excited. MML, welcome to the stream. The New York Jets just selected Bryce Hall with the 158th overall pick in the draft. So welcome everyone to the stream. MML, welcome to the stream. Always great to see guys like you stopping by. You're a Jets fan. Well, hey, you're probably excited about this Bryce Hall pick then. He's a great addition to your secondary. A plus right there. Everybody's saying A's, A plus. I give this one a solid A. Great pick here. They know what they're talking about. The pick is in for the New England Patriots. Had to stop and read it again for a second. We don't know who it is just yet. I'm assuming Belichick is going to want a quarterback to replace Tom Brady. I think that's the most obvious hole in their offense. Maybe you add a little bit of depth at wide receiver here, but I don't know for sure where they're going to go with this one. The Patriots are always a really interesting team. They're always pulling random guys at random times and end up being really good. I mean, we saw Tom Brady from way, way late in the draft end up being a superstar. I think it's got to be a quarterback here. It's going to be an interesting pick. I'm seeing people saying that they got a kicker. This is interesting. Pick has not been confirmed for me, but everybody's saying they got a kicker. That is a odd choice right there. I don't really know about that one at all. If they did end up taking a kicker, still not confirmed here for me. But a kicker's an interesting choice. I don't know about that one. Plenty of better guys on the board than a kicker. I don't really know on that one. They got to replace Tom Brady with a kicker. No, I don't think that's their plan. Pick is still not confirmed for me, actually. CeeDee Lamb runs 10 yards of that contact, and Brandon runs 10.9 on that contact for catch. That's true. Brandon Ayuk had a really good combine, really good stats overall. Everybody's like, that's an L, that's an F. Yeah. If they did end up doing this, they got rid of Gostkowski. Maybe they did. Yo, Jeff. Hey, man. What's up, Brett? How are you? Wow, they did take a kicker. What? Wow, okay. Wow. He doesn't even have a picture on the app. He was probably not expected to be drafted. This is interesting. So with the 159th overall pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the New England Patriots did not take a quarterback. Instead, they selected Justin Rossweiser, a kicker from Marshall. Broncos have had really good picks so far. I think they took a kicker because they have Brissett. That's interesting, yeah. Let's go ahead here. The next pick is in with the 160th overall pick. The Cleveland Browns have selected Nick Harris, a center out of Washington. Pretty solid here. I'd give this a B minus, C plus, something around there. They're beefing up that O-line even more. I can't say anything against that. It's pretty solid. I say a B minus here is fair. Maybe a solid B. It depends on how good their current center is. But it'll be interesting. I think this is a good pick here. I like this. I was just checking some news with Brissett. He is not being traded, even though they picked up Jacob Eason. So they are still going to have 3 quarterbacks. That's kind of interesting. This kind of goes back to what I was saying earlier. I think Rivers is the short-term answer, and then Jacob Eason or Jacoby Brissett are going to fight for that starting position here in a couple of years when Rivers retires. The Buccaneers are on the clock right now. Interesting pick there by taking a kicker for the Patriots. I don't think anybody had a kicker on their board for the Patriots. I'm really surprised by that. Very surprised. Not entirely sure the thoughts or the thought process behind a kicker. Maybe Gostkowski retired. That'd be my only guess there, unless they just need a backup. The pick is in. I see somebody saying on the chat. I don't have confirmation of that yet, so I'm not able to call it. I see that their pick is in. It has not been announced for me yet. As soon as it's announced, we'll go ahead and jump into that. I'm expecting that they take some offensive line help. Maybe add some depth at wide receiver. Wide receiver's smart here. I could definitely see wide receiver. I think that's probably their most logical move. Wide receiver or guard. What do I think about Mekhi Becton? I think Mekhi Becton is amazing. Very, very powerful offensive lineman. Okay, here we go. Oh, you guys don't have a pick this round. I'm sorry to hear that. Okay, so with the 161st overall pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have taken Tyler Johnson, wide receiver, out of Minnesota. Pretty good pick here. Adds some depth. That's always interesting. I love a receiver pick here. It adds a little bit of depth. If Mike Evans or Deshaun Jackson, or somebody else gets injured, this guy can step up. It's a good pick. A- here. I understand the logic. Midway through the fifth, add a guy that can add some depth to your team. Very smart all-around pick. A-. Johnson's a pretty good player from what I've seen. So I give this one. What do I think the Broncos need for next season? I've said it before. I completely believe we need O-line help here. If we can get another O-guard, beef up that line. O-guard and middle linebacker, I think, are our two main problems. If we can get an offensive guard, then we're going to have a new center and a new O-guard. We're going to be able to move Reisner from center to the other O-guards. We'll technically have two new O-guards and a new center, essentially rebuilding that offensive line. And then we can try to grab a middle linebacker in free agency. I'm sure there's plenty of guys that are going to be floating around. We'll have to see what happens there. But yeah, middle linebacker and an O-tackle or O-guard I think is essential. Hello, 49ers. Welcome to the stream. 49ers are coming up, I believe. Oh, they're not. They've probably already drafted them. Yes, they drafted Colton Mckevitt. That's right. They drafted Mckevitt a little bit earlier. Pretty good pickup there. Washington Redskins are on the clock right now. So we're just waiting for that pick to come in. Oh, got to stretch a little bit. We've had pretty good picks so far. Bucks got Tyler Johnson, a wide receiver from Minnesota. That's correct. That's a pretty good pick in my opinion. I give it a solid A-. It adds some depth. It's a smart move. Excuse me. All around, I like this one. Oh, so now we just wait for the Redskins pick. Plenty of great options for the Redskins here. I certainly think that they've got a shot at grabbing some great talent. I know I'm moving the camera around a little bit. I'm sorry. I bumped it a minute ago. They get a linebacker. That's possible, too. I know you're a little bit ahead of me, so you've probably already seen that's confirmed. But a linebacker would be a smart choice here. Would Troy Dye off of their... Do you have dark or light mode on? Do you guys have dark or light mode on? Yeah, they're asking what kind of... yeah, they're asking, like how you've got your phone set up. All right, so with the 162nd overall pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, whoops, I am so sorry. That messed up. Let's do that call out again. Tyler Johnson, another target for Brady. Yes, you have dark mode on. Dark mode looks pretty cool on YouTube. With the 162nd overall pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the Washington Redskins select Kaliki Hudson, linebacker out of Michigan. B+. I like this pick. I'm always a fan of adding a little more depth at linebacker. Never hurts to get another great linebacker right here. It's a solid B+. It's a good pick. Excuse me. Not perfect necessarily, but a good pick nonetheless. I like this. I like where they're going with this. This one's smart. I do like this pick, definitely. The Chicago Bears are on the clock. We'll get to see who they grab. Somebody just said Trubisky is not going to be returning to the Bears. If that's the case, they might grab Jake Fromm here just to have another quarterback. Because I don't know if they have a really good backup quarterback. I don't think they do. So they're going to need to draft one right here. Excuse me. I hope to God Trubisky doesn't return as a Bears fan. Yeah, you guys had a really good defense. Trubisky just couldn't get it done. The Bears are on the clock right now. Maybe they'll pick up Jake Fromm. The pick is in, actually, with the Eagles on the clock. So let's go ahead and see who they grab. I could see Fromm here. I think Fromm is a very logical choice. They need somebody if they are really getting rid of Trubisky. Would make a lot of sense. And they do not take Trubisky. They take somebody for their defensive secondary. So the 163rd overall pick, the Chicago Bears have selected Kendall Vildor, a cornerback out of Georgia Southern. Pretty good pick here. I give it a B+. They need help in the secondary. That's one place where they've struggled. I definitely see the logic behind this pick. I give it a B+. Tanner said he gives it a B. We're all kind of in the same ballpark here. It's a pretty good pick. Not wonderful, but I totally understand where they're going with this one. 34 picks total in this draft. We're at 19, so we're across the halfway point. Bears have Nick Foles, so it's open competition. That's true. They're going to have Nick Foles step right up. Am I streaming round 6? I don't know. I don't think I am. I'll stream the full 5th round and then cut this one. I may go back and stream the 6th. I really don't know. That all depends on what else is going on. I've got some other prior commitments that I'm going to have to take care of. But we're at least going to get the 4th and the 5th round stream today. 6th round is going to be interesting. Let me see what all the 6th round looks like. I'm kind of curious here. We have the 2nd pick in the 6th round. So then I'll at least go to the Broncos pick there. 2nd pick in the 6th round just to see who we grab. Scrolling on through. That is our only pick in the 6th round. Do you have a pick in round 7? Let me check. Are the Eagles on the clock? Yes, the Eagles are on the clock. The Broncos, if they do, it's a late pick. Broncos have the 38th pick in the 7th round, so they're way down there. Let's go back to round 5. Scroll on down a little bit. There we go. The Eagles are on the clock right now with the 19th pick in this round of the draft. As soon as it's announced, we'll announce who it is. Pretty fun stuff going on. Lots of great talent, lots of great guys. We'll just have to see what happens. You know, you've got a lot of amazing talent that's going in this. We have the 31st pick in the 6th round. Nice, nice. You'll be on the clock in a little while. Let's go Eagles. Yeah, Eagles have had a pretty good picks the last one or two. A couple of questionable picks, in all honesty, but you know the coaching staff saw something that they liked. They took a shot on it. Whether it was the right pick or not, we'll see in a little while. But I'm a big fan of some of the Eagles' choices. A couple of them are definitely questionable, though. I'm not going to lie. Do you like the draft of the Broncos? Yes, Broncos are done pretty good. This is fun. Glad you're doing this, Jeff. Tanner, thank you so much. Eagles trade to Fins. The Fins are now on the clock. The Dolphins. The Dolphins and Bengals are 1. Yeah, Dolphins, Bengals, really good. Excuse me. The Dolphins are on the clock. They traded up. So we're actually going to get to see who the Dolphins take right here. Bless you, Colin. Thank you. Jerry, thank you. I know my allergies are killing me today. But we're going to get through this round. Not mad at these picks. All we need is tight end, corner, safety. Any of those will help. So, yeah, tight end, corner, safety is pretty much all that they need. So, yeah, you've got some pretty good guys still on the board at tight end. Thaddeus Moss, but he's got that injury. That one's questionable. I'm getting some texts from a group chat that I'm in as well. Some other great guys on the board. Watkins is still there. Sam Proche is still there. The pick is in, actually, for the Dolphins. So we'll get to see who they take. Double digits in the stream. 10 people. Welcome, everyone that just joined. 49ers have Raheem Mostert. That's true. They do still have Mostert. Okay, there we go. Curtis Weaver is off the board. Great pickup here. With the 164th overall pick in the 2020 draft, the Miami Dolphins have selected Curtis Weaver, edge rusher out of Boise State, A-. Great pick here. I'm surprised he fell as far as he did. I really like this. Great pick here by the Dolphins. I would have traded up for this guy too. He's a steal this late in the draft. And yeah, the 49ers definitely have more running backs than they need. So you're probably going to see one or two cut here in a little while. There's also a team that has 10 tight ends. I don't remember which one that was. But whichever team had 10 tight ends, they're going to have to cut one of these guys in a minute. Breida fumbles a lot. That's true. You need 3 because Shanahan loves a 3-headed monster. Yeah. It's the Bears that have the 10 tight ends. Okay. That's just ridiculous. I don't know at all what they're thinking right there. Jaguars are on the clock, so we're going to go ahead and take a look at what they get as soon as it's announced. I could see offensive line here. They got to keep Minshew safe. Excuse me. I think Minshew's the future of that team, and keeping him safe should be their top priority. The Bears have the most tight ends in the league. I know the Bears' tight ends are just insane right now. Way, way more than they need. 10 tight ends is entirely too many. You have a solid O-line. Yeah, 49ers have a really good O-line. Losing Staley's going to hurt you guys, but I think you'll be able to make up for it with some of the drafts that you've gotten. Some pretty good players in there. Yeah, the pick is in for the Jaguars. Jaguars could use a tight end there. I see it there. Jaguars use a tight end. Trubisky's gone. They're saying they don't want to re-sign him. Okay. Then Foles may be the future right now for that team. Well, it all depends on what we'll have to see there. Pick is in. I thought it was announced. It was not. I was getting a text from somebody else. 10 tight ends on ends. Okay, on a ends. Okay, a team is ridiculous. Yeah, that's true. That's way too many tight ends. Jags could take a wide receiver. All right, let's go ahead and announce it officially. With the 165th overall pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the Jacksonville Jaguars select Colin Johnson, a wide receiver from Texas. So that's a pretty good pick there. Adds a little bit of depth at wide receiver. I see the pick. B+, pretty solid pick, B+. Probably not my favorite pick. I would have liked to see them take an O guard or an O tackle to help out with keeping Minshew safe. But I definitely understand that pick. You need to add some more targets for him. You're saying B-, Darian. I'm saying a B. We're all in the same general ballpark there. It's a good pick, not a great pick. I think B- is a fair analysis of this one. Because this was not the best guy on the board for them. They need to align a little bit more. Which team do I think had the best draft? The Dolphins have done really well. I think the Dolphins had an amazing draft. Cardinals have done surprisingly well also. Broncos have done really well except for not getting Cleveland when we had the chance. The Vikings are doing amazing. I really like what the Vikings are doing. The Ravens have had a pretty good draft. The pick is in for the Lions, actually. We will announce that as soon as it's confirmed. Just have to see what happens here. Everybody's like, yes, everybody's excited. The Bengals, yeah, the Bengals have had an amazing draft. 49ers have done pretty good as well. Can't deny that. Seahawks are very defense heavy. That's another really, really powerful thing. You finesse the Eagles. All right, especially the pick when Ravens got Patrick Queen. Yes, Ravens taking Queen was amazing. Godwin to the Eagles. Oh, wow, okay. That's interesting. Godwin has went to the Eagles. What did you guys get for that? What kind of picks did you get out of that? That's the real question. All right, here we go with the 166th overall pick in the 2020 NFL Draft. The Detroit Lions select Quinta Cephas, wide receiver from Wisconsin. I give this a solid B. It's a pretty good pick right here. Adds a little bit of depth at wide receiver. Gives Stafford another target to test out. I like this. I give it a B, a solid B. Maybe not the best because they do still need to beef up that offensive line a little bit. I could also see having a backup tight end here, maybe for Hawkinson. Another corner because they lost Darius Slay would add a little bit of depth there. But yeah, everybody's saying B and B+. I think a B is a pretty solid option here. So I'm pretty happy with rating that one a B. The Buffalo Bills are on the clock. All right, yeah, Tanner, yeah, I'm glad you agree with me on that one. A B is a pretty solid rating for that. It's a great pick, but it's definitely not, what I would call their top priority right now. I see the logic behind it. I like their thought process. I just don't think that's where I would have went with that pick. I would have went either O-line or corner. Maybe even D-tackle to add a little bit of depth. It just all depends on what they see. If they see somebody that they like, they're going to jump on it. We'll get to see who the Bills take in a second. I don't see a wide receiver going to the Bills here. I think that wouldn't be a smart move at all. Because they got Cole Beasley, they got John Ross. They got a couple other really good guys like that. They drafted a wide receiver earlier. I don't see another wide receiver going to the Bills. I think that would be a mistake. Even if there's a talented guy on the board, I think you've got to protect your quarterback. Get an O-lineman. I know I say O-line for like everybody, but it's incredibly important for a few teams that struggle on the O-line. I could see a tight end here. They could use a new tight end. Thaddeus Moss is still on the board. He's fallen way lower than I projected him falling. Bro, the 49ers are taking wins. Yeah, 49ers are doing really good. They lost Breida, but you also got to keep in mind they do have Mostart. They've got Coleman. They got a couple other guys. That wasn't a huge loss for them. And then they turned around and got an offensive tackle to replace Joe Staley. So great move there. Great option. I love seeing smart trades like that. Dude, I've been saying finesse Eagles in this chat for so long, and you finally did it. Yeah, you finally did it. Let me see if I can figure out when the next pick for y'all is. You do not have a pick in the rest of this round. Yeah, because the foot's hurting him a lot. Maybe not literally. Well, probably literally as well. But it's hurting his draft value a lot because a broken foot's a big deal. Oh, we got to stretch real quick. Oh. All right, the Bills are on the clock. We're just waiting on the official confirmation. It has come in. The pick is in. We're waiting on it to be announced. This will be interesting. I'm going to check on something real quick, and then we'll get back to the stream. Expect that 168 pick to be ours. They're on the clock right now with the 210th pick and the 217th. Yeah, got a couple of good picks coming up in the next round. Eagles are on the clock right now. This could change to the 49ers from what I'm hearing in the chat. Jerry and pick 168 might be ours. That would be interesting. That'd be really interesting. The Eagles are on the clock right now. It could switch over in a second, and we see the 49ers take it. I could see Fromm here as well, maybe. Was he actually drafted? Fromm was drafted to the Bills. Okay. I've not seen confirmation of that, but that makes a lot of sense. That's a decent one there. Gives a good backup for the quarterback. I like that pick. I don't think that the Patriots should have passed him up because, you know, you've got to fill the hole Brady left. The Patriots could be looking at Cam Newton maybe. I don't really think Cam's glory days are ahead of him. I think he's kind of on a downward spiral as far as, you know, his talent's concerned. I think that Super Bowl kind of forecasted him a little bit. Jerry got what I got him. We all need plus Pettis, but hey, I guess we may still have faith here. Okay. Fromm to the Bills. Yes, Fromm has went to the Bills. That means that Bill Belichick will not be adding him to the Patriots. This is a very interesting one. Let's go ahead and do the official call-out. So finally, with the 167th overall pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the Buffalo Bills have selected Jake Fromm, quarterback from Georgia. I give this one a B+. This is interesting. I don't really know how badly they needed another quarterback for the Bills. I could see the Bears taking a shot at him. This is interesting. I give this one a B minus, a B, somewhere around there. It's decent, but it's not wonderful because there were some other things that they needed a little bit more. That's interesting. Oh, yeah, Darren, you're loving what the 49ers are doing. The 49ers are doing amazing in this. The Eagles are on the clock. Mr. Ranger, you give this one a C. I gave it a B minus. Somebody else gave it a B minus. We're all in that same ballpark. Pretty good overall. It's a decent pick. It's not a top pick by any means. This one could use a little work. But I see the logic here. You want depth at quarterback in case somebody gets injured. I get what they're saying. I just don't really think that's where Fromm should have ended up. There are teams that need a quarterback a lot more. We know now the Bears are going to need a backup quarterback. Now that Trubisky's not in there. It's a lot of good corners still, too. Yeah, there's still a lot of good defensive players. We only got about 10 picks left, 11 picks left. And then we're going to go ahead and cut this. We'll probably hit the 1 hour mark. We just hit 50 minutes. So, yeah, we'll definitely hit 1 hour on the stream. You need to go defense. Now, I agree. Defense is going to be very important. Who are we picking for Denver? Denver would be it has an interesting spot here. I think O-tackle or O-guard is smart. I could see us going corner to add some depth. Like somebody said earlier, there's some really good corners on the board. I would prefer them to go O-tackle or O-guard. Because we're notorious for needing help on our offensive line. Yeah, Lamar Jackson corner's possible. That would be an interesting one. Nebraska. Obviously not that we're talking about from the we're gonna go ahead and see who they take. As soon as this pick comes in, the Eagles are still on the clock. Okay, there we go. And they did not take a trade, so I'm not sure what happened there. With a 168th overall pick, the Philadelphia Eagles have selected John Hightower, the wide receiver out of Boise State. I wonder if he's related to Donna Hightower. That'd be kind of interesting to see. But I give this one a B. More depth at wide receiver, smart here. Personally, I don't think this was their best option, but I get what they're going for. So I give it a B. It's a solid pick. Just adds a little more depth. Nothing too exciting there. Pretty good nonetheless, though. Pretty good nonetheless. I'm a fan of this one. I give it a B. Play Madden Mobile. Demarion, I'll probably upload some Madden Mobile here in a little while. Probably tomorrow I'll get an Ultimate Legends video out. We got some great guys that dropped today. Always exciting getting to do those stat breakdowns. I know a lot of you guys love getting to watch the stat analysis of some of these legendary players. Marvin Harrison, Ray Lewis, we've done a ton of these guys. All a lot of fun to analyze. Wonder what we'll get for Godwin. Hopefully it's nothing that I feel like isn't worth it. Yeah, Goodwin's pretty good. He should have taken something decent as a trade. I don't know why you guys didn't get his pick right there for the Eagles, but we'll have to see what happens. They may get something a little bit later on. We are approaching the 1 hour mark. Be kind of cool to see that. And then, of course, once this draft round is over, I'm going to announce the first two because Denver's coming up really quick. And then we'll go ahead and end it. But we still got a little ways to go. Still got plenty of time. The Vikings are on the clock. The Vikings pick is in. That was fast. Lamar Jackson has not went yet. I don't think he has, no. I think Lamar corner's still on the board if I'm not mistaken. He's that cornerback out of Nebraska. It'd be kind of cool to see the Ravens take him. They'd have a Lamar Jackson on offense and defense. But first, we're going to get to see what happens with the Vikings. And it's in. So, with the 169th overall pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the Minnesota Vikings select Harrison Hand, cornerback out of Temple. I like this one. I want to see a Lamar Jackson throw an interception to Lamar Jackson. Yeah, that would be really funny. We talked about this in the live stream the other day, actually. Ravens are on the clock. We have about 10 picks remaining. So we'll go ahead and get to see the last few picks of the 5th round of the draft. And then the first 2 of the 6th. And then I'm going to have to go. Yeah, Mr. Ranger. It's a funny face. Ravens are on the clock. This will be interesting. I think they might go Lamar Jackson here, just offensive guard. They lost Yonda. They drafted a guard in the last round. Are we good? Are we live? We're having some technical issues here. Can you guys still see me? Are we good? Are we back? We're having some technical issues here. We're good. Okay, good. Sorry about that, guys. We're having some technical issues. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and text this real quick. Just so you guys. There we go. Yeah. I'm not sure what's going on. We're having some technical issues. Sorry about that. Hopefully this gets fixed. I'm going to go take a look at our Wi-Fi, just make sure it's still up and running. I'll be right back. I told him I'd take a look at it, bring it back up. Oh, in a minute. They look better when they're an apple or a Alexander. If we have any, can I get some chorizo in here? I don't know if we had chorizo or not. I'm gonna go back. We've got about 10 picks left in this round, and I'm gonna do the first two of the sixth round because Denver drafts the second pick of the sixth round, and I want to end on a Denver pick. I think that'd be kind of cool. I'm pretty hyped on a Jacob Eason pick, though, so we'll have to see what happens. Anyways, I'm gonna get back to this. Okay. No, I know. We got a storm coming through in a little while. I figured that moved it off. But yeah, I'll go ahead and get back on this. I should be done around 3, I would assume. 2:30, 3 o'clock. And we can take the last couple hours out with Tyler for this thing. Oh. Do what? Well, even just around. Ouch. Yeah. Yeah, well, yeah. If that's the case, then we'll have to just stay here for a little while. But yeah, that's fine. We'll see what happens. All right, guys, we are back. I went and checked the internet. We're all good. Probably only got a couple of guys left in the chat. Sorry that I had to leave there for a little while. Make more moves in the 5th round. I agree. There's going to be a lot of moves in the 5th. Glad to see this is working again. Let's go ahead and pull the app back up and get back to calling these amazing picks. Like a lot of what I'm seeing here. We're about to hit the 1 hour mark, actually, which is pretty good, pretty exciting. Let's go over to draft. Texans are on the clock. Excuse me. Trade up 20 spots in the 6th round. That's really exciting. All right. Let's see. Where were we? Okay, with the 170th overall pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the Baltimore Ravens have selected a defensive tackle from Texas Tech, Broderick Washington. I like this pick. Excuse me. I am sorry, guys. Oh. Broderick Washington is a pretty good defensive tackle. Texas Tech had a very good D-line. Darian, thank you. Like I've said a second ago, my allergies are just killing me right now. We got a storm rolling in. It's messing with the pollen and everything. But we'll get through. We're at 8 likes, so if you haven't already liked the stream, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up for me. See if we can hit 10 likes by the end of the stream. That'd be kind of cool. We probably got about another 15 minutes or so, I'd say, maybe 20, something like that. Pretty good all around. We've had some amazing picks. I'm happy with where Eason went. It makes a lot of sense. They needed some depth at that position. I totally get that. We just went up to 9 likes. We're only 1 away. Okay. The Houston Texans, with the 170th overall pick NFL draft, the Houston Texans selected wide receiver more than I was expecting. Actually good. I think smart move for the long term, at least fill that position. So yeah, it's pretty solid. Oh man, excuse me. I am so sorry that I'm sneezing so much, guys. Trust me, I'm not a fan of this any more than you are. Pick is in for Detroit. We'll get to that in a second. Excuse me. Wow, I'm sneezing like crazy. All right, my apologies, guys. Let's go ahead and announce the. Oh, this is an interesting one. Okay, so with the 172nd overall pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the Detroit Lions have selected Jason Huntley, running back from New Mexico State. I like this pick. This one's interesting. This is a smart pick. They need some help at running back. They draft a guy that's got the ability to put him back on the board. Pretty powerful running back right here. He's going to add great depth to that position. Probably not one that's been talked about quite as much as he should have been. I think this is a pretty good pick. I give this one a B+. This is pretty solid pick right here. The Eagles are on the board. And then after that, we will see who the Tennessee Titans add to their roster. So now we're just kind of playing a waiting game here. Another receiver would totally make sense. Somebody on offensive line would make sense. Maybe a backup center. Everyone's saying that Godwin was a bad thing. He did nothing and he got a new receiver already. That's true. Goodwin didn't really do a whole lot for you guys, so trading him away got you a pretty good pick. I think you probably could have got a second or third rounder out of him for next year's draft. But all in all, not a bad draft for the 49ers. They've done a lot. Goodwin is gone. That's correct. Goodwin has been traded, I believe, to the Eagles, if I'm not mistaken. So that's a pretty good pick there. Pretty good pickup. We're just waiting on the Eagles to get their pick in now. The waiting game in the draft is always a little bit of a challenge. You got to sit tight for a second and wait to see what happens. I'm sure it's even harder for the players that are being drafted to have to wait and hope that their number's called. I hope their name's called. Hope they get called out and stuff. It's got to be nerve-wracking. Eagles just traded with the Bears. Interesting. So the Bears are going to be back on the clock now? Is this what that means? Because that's kind of an interesting... Yeah, sure enough, Bears are on the clock. Let's see what happens here. Who are the Bears going to take? They have the 173rd pick right now. I look forward to seeing who they draft. I could definitely see Thaddeus Moss here. Give him some depth at tight end. I could see maybe they try and take a quarterback off the board here to give Foles a backup. Plenty of great options for the Bears right now. They're in a really good spot. The fact that they traded up gives me, a belief that they've got somebody in mind, so this one shouldn't take too long to come through. More than likely, they got a guy in mind, and they're just moving up to make sure that they can get him. Because they were back in the draft a little bit for the next pick. The pick is in. Yeah, that was a fast one. And the Titans are on the clock. So as soon as the pick is announced for the Bears, we'll go ahead and mention it here and then move on to see what the Titans grab. Very exciting. Denver's up in the 6th round with the 2nd overall pick unless we trade it away. So we may go ahead and just finish off with that Denver pick in the 6th round and then call it a day. Because this was a very fun stream. Allergies are acting up on me a little bit, but hey, it is what it is. We just have a few more picks to go. Pretty excited to see who the Bears traded up for. They were very aggressive with this. They wanted somebody. They took Darnell Mooney, wide receiver out of Tulane. That's a pretty good pick there, B+. They need help at receiver for some depth. They get Mooney right there, the 173rd overall pick. Pretty nice pickup right there. I'm a big fan of that one. So yeah, I see where they're going with this. This makes a lot of sense. Add a little bit of depth. Give the quarterback Foles some options of where he wants to throw. Maybe let Foles train a new receiver on the way that he plays football. And get those guys firing on all cylinders. But yeah, with the 173rd overall pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the Chicago Bears moved up and selected Darnell Mooney. See the logic behind it. So this one's probably going to be a little glitchy at times. I think Darian mentioned that earlier. But we are still going to be here. We're still going to make it through the entire 5th round and the first couple of picks in the 6th. Unless we just get completely booted off, and then we'll have to stop whenever whenever the internet cuts us out. But the pick for the Tennessee Titans is in at 174. We'll get to see who that is in a second. They did lose Jurrell Casey, so I could definitely see somebody on defense. I think that'd be a pretty smart move for these guys. Depth at wide receiver never hurts. Depth at running back never hurts. Those are the main things that I would go for here. Depth at receiver, depth at running back, or someone to add some depth on D-line. I think those are their top three options. Plenty of good defensive linemen still here. Plenty of good receivers. They do take a defensive tackle. Am I streaming the 6th? I will stream the first 2 picks of the 6th round, and that's about it. Because I do have some other stuff I've got to take care of after the draft. All right, so with the 174th overall pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the Tennessee Titans select Larell Murchison, D-tackle from North Carolina State. I give this one a solid A. Not an A+, not an A-, an A. This is a really good pick. They lost Jurrell Casey on defensive line. They have to bring up one of their backups to take over for him. Now they've got a backup for whoever the backup was. He's going to be a great addition. They may even start him. It all depends on how he does in the preseason games, how he does in workouts. We'll have to see what kind of talent he's bringing. But all in all, it'll be interesting. I like this pick. This is an A. This makes a lot of sense. Losing Casey is going to hurt them dramatically. And adding this guy to help add a little bit to that defensive line, even just in a depth scenario, still really important, really good to see. Green Bay Packers are on the clock. So we'll get to see who they take in a second. I don't see them taking another quarterback. They've got Aaron Rodgers, and then his protege is going to be Love. Pick is in for the Packers. They are fairly certain with who they wanted right there. It was a pretty quick answer. I would say offensive tackle here. They lost David Bakhtiari, I believe. So they're going to need some help on O-line. They had to bring somebody else up. So they need a little bit of depth at offensive guard and offensive tackle. They actually take a linebacker. Here we go. With a 175th overall pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the Green Bay Packers select Kemal Martin, linebacker from Minnesota. Pretty good pick here. I give it a B. Not a B+. It's not quite that good, but a solid B pick here. This is smart. Add a little bit of depth at your linebacker position. I would have preferred that they took a little bit more of a risk here and taken somebody on the offensive line to add a little bit to that. But I understand depth at linebacker is important, so this is a solid B. This is a pretty good pick. Not the best by any means. The best here definitely would have been adding more depth to offensive line. But I understand the pick here. Martin's a pretty good linebacker. Put up some pretty nice numbers with Minnesota from what I remember hearing. So he'll be a nice addition to the depth of the linebacker core. I'm getting up to stretch if you guys are wondering what I'm doing. My back's stiffening up a little bit. But yeah, I like that pick. I think a linebacker right there is smart. Add a little bit of depth right there. I missed your comment. If you can say that again, that'd be great. I did miss your comment there. Let's see what it says. Man, can't wait for the 190th pick. Yeah, they've got some pretty good picks coming in for you guys. We have food. So we'll get to eat a little bit while we watch. Your phone dive, I'm back. Mr. Ranger, welcome back. Hopefully you guys get a corner, tight end, or safety. Thaddeus Moss is still on the board. He's not out of the equation at all. The pick is in for the Vikings. We'll announce that as soon as it gets confirmed for me. Another linebacker here makes a lot of sense. Maybe somebody at offensive tackle or offensive guard add a little bit of depth to their line. I could see a backup center drafted here to add a little bit of depth at that position. A+. A+ for... Okay, this is an interesting one. With the 176th overall pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the Minnesota Vikings have selected KJ Osborne, wide receiver out of Miami. I give this one a solid B. A B+. Let's give it a B+. That's a little more fair. We'll give it a B+. This is a pretty good pick. Adding a little bit of depth at wide receiver here. They lost Diggs. They still have Thielen. Rudolph at tight end. Now they need a little bit more that they can add to their depth. In case somebody gets injured, maybe somebody doesn't perform as well as they should. You have a depth option here. Adding Osborne makes it a little bit better. That's really good to see. Very smart pick by them. Joe Staley just fully announced his retirement. Man, that's sad to see. He's a Hall of Famer for sure. Oh, dang. Joe Staley confirmed that he retired. Wow. Wow, that's kind of sad. Broncos are up after the Chiefs. We'll get to see what happens there. Broncos have the second pick in the 6th round. That's when I will stop after that because I do have some places that I've got to be. I hate having to leave, but I've got some other things I got to take care of. We'll have to see what happens. Chiefs are on the clock. Pretty much whatever they do here is just going to be for depth. They don't have a whole lot of really rough things. There's not a lot of spots that have a lot of holes for them. They're a very solid team. I'm expecting someone in the secondary. Number one, my boy played through a bloody nose. Yeah, Joe Staley, man, that's really sad to hear. He's first ballot Hall of Fame. I absolutely love Joe Staley. Oh man. Denver's about up. Yeah, Denver's coming up after this pick right here. I'm hoping we take someone on offensive line to add a little bit of depth. Somebody in the secondary for corner makes a lot of sense too. But my main one right here would be offensive line depth. I think that's what we need right here. It'll be interesting to see what happens. We do need an O-line. That's correct. In GS, I agree with you there. We do need offensive line help. We'll have to see exactly what happens here because it's going to be kind of interesting to see where they place him. But I think that an offensive lineman is the Chiefs. Let's go ahead and announce who the Chiefs get as soon as that comes in. Whoever they get is probably going to be just for depth. It'll be interesting. I certainly look forward to seeing who they get. Hopefully you guys don't mind me chewing on a couple of chips while we wait. Because I got to head out of here pretty much as soon as Denver drafts in the 6th round. Because I got some stuff I got to take care of. But I had to stick around for the 5th round. We had a lot of exciting stuff. 5th round, definitely one of the best rounds of this draft. Definitely exciting. Lots of trades all over the place in the 5th round. A lot of fun to stream, too. A lot of fun to stream. I've enjoyed it. All right. With the 177th overall pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the Kansas City Chiefs have selected Michael Donna, edge rusher from Michigan, A-. This is a really good pick. Denver's pick is in. Okay, let's see who they get. But yeah, an edge rusher is always exciting. That Chris Jones, he's really good on D-line, which is going to give Donna a chance to, to learn alongside one of the greatest defensive players in the league right now. I give this one a solid A, maybe even an A+. See somebody in there saying A+, Dark Fear, you agree with the pick? This is a very smart pick. This guy's a powerhouse. Michigan had an amazing defender. I'm really hoping that Denver picks up. Okay. Well, this could be good. This could be good. Hold on a second. Let's not diss this just yet. With the 178th overall pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the Denver Broncos select Justin Strnad, linebacker out of Wake Forest. Now, I'm not a huge fan of this because we need offensive line help, but I do like this because we need help at middle linebacker. And we do kind of struggle at linebacker. So putting a little bit of depth at linebacker, this might not be a bad pick. I give it a B+. This is a pretty good pick. It's not offensive line, which is our main focus here. It should be our main focus. But we do struggle at middle linebacker. We do struggle a little bit at linebacker as well. So that adds a little bit of depth. And we have a pick coming up in 3 picks, so we might see offensive line there. They just wanted to make sure to get somebody to throw in for linebacker or middle linebacker. And then in a couple of picks later, I think we have 180 or 181. 181, there we go. Bradley Chubb and Von Miller, yes, we're stacked on the outside. We do need help on inside middle linebacker. I think Stryn right here is going to move to inside middle linebacker. Which was we had 2 picks in the 4th round. We got Rashard Lawrence with our 2nd, 4th. Yeah, that's correct. A 2nd pick of 6th round. Yeah, that's going to be the final pick of this stream. Because that's where I want to end it off. I want to see who Denver gets. Show a live reaction to my thoughts on that, and then I'm going to have to go. How many total picks are there? A little over 200. Like 268, isn't it? Or something like that? Or 286? 255 this year. 255. I was a little bit off there. 255 total picks. Let's go back to the 4th. Scroll all the way. The 5th, I mean. Go back to the 5th. Scroll all the way down. Let's see who they grab. Cowboys are on the clock. The Dallas Cowboys pick is in. Okay, let's see who Dallas grabs. Still plenty of great edge rushing talent on the board right here. Plenty of great options for Dallas. Maybe they'll add some depth at center. Broncos had 10 picks. Yeah, Broncos did really well. The Broncos took Justin Stryn. As Peoples-Jones hasn't gotten pick. I don't know. I don't think he has. No. The pick is in for Dallas. We're just waiting on that to go through. All right. I was right. They took an edge rusher. Excuse me. With the 179th overall pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the Dallas Cowboys take Bradley Anii, edge rusher from Utah. That's pretty good. Pretty good right there. I like that pick. That's smart. Let's go to the top of the 6th round. The Bengals are on the clock. Bengals have been doing amazing so far. Bengals pick is in. That was very quick. And Denver's now on the clock. We'll get to see who the Bengals take right here. They've taken a couple of edge rushers already. They've taken a receiver. Obviously, they got their quarterback in Joe Burrow. Dalton's probably going to be his backup until Dalton retires or gets cut or whatever happens. But we'll get to see what happens. It'll be really exciting. Bengals pick should be announced anytime now, and then Denver will be our final pick to announce. If you're just joining the stream, welcome. This is the 5th round announcements, but we're doing the first 2 picks in the 6th round because the Denver Broncos are in the 2nd overall position for the 6th round. Very, very exciting here. Hopefully it's an O-lineman. I agree. We definitely need an offensive lineman. This has been Denver's biggest struggle for a couple of years. We've never really addressed it like we need to. The Bengals got an offensive tackle. Okay, yes, I see it. There it is. There it is. So with the 180th overall pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the Cincinnati... Wow, I did not say that right at all. The Cincinnati Bengals select Hakeem Adeniji, the guard from Kansas. So, great pick there. They're starting to rebuild that offensive line. They're keeping Joe Burrow safe in the pocket. They're really building offense very well. I like this. Bengals are looking really good right here. Denver's up. This will be the final pick that we analyze. I do like the Jacob Eason pick going to the Colts. I think that's really smart. O-line's been our Achilles. Yeah. How's he so handsome? Well, thank you, Antonio. Welcome to the stream. How are you doing today? I'm very excited to see who Denver takes right here. Still plenty of great guys on the board. We need offensive line help. O-tackle, O-guard, center. Antonio, I'm glad to hear you're doing awesome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hopefully Denver takes O tackle or O guard. Your girl's a Broncos fan. Well, hey, that's cool. Always glad to see fellow Broncos fans. Absolutely love getting to see that. Denver's on the clock right now. As soon as this pick comes in, we're going to call it, talk about it, and then end the stream. We drafted a good center. I'd like to see O tackle. I agree. Cushenberry's an amazing center. An O tackle to go alongside him would be great. I'm expecting that we're going to see Dalton Reisner, our current center, is probably going to go back to O guard where he's a little more comfortable. All right, the pick is in. We have the Colts on the clock. We're not going to worry about that. But Denver's pick is in. Hopefully it's an offensive tackle or an offensive guard. We don't really need another center. We have Cushenberry. It's going to be the starter, hopefully. You'd like to see Reisner as a guard? Yeah, I agree. I think that would be a smart move for them. He was a guard in college, played center a little bit. He comes over to us. We drop him in at center. That may be part of the problem he's having, is that he's not a natural center. He plays more at O guard, and he's more comfortable the offensive guard setup. But yeah, the pick is in for Denver. So now we're just going to wait and see what happens. Yes! Thank you! All right. With the 181st overall pick, the Denver Broncos have helped their offensive line. Here we go. They picked Netane Moody, a guard from Fresno State. A- right here. We needed an offensive lineman. We desperately need help at O guard. Moody might very well be the guy to do it for us. He's very strong, very physical. We needed that. That is a solid A- grade right there. Denver did very well with that pick. We desperately need to fix the offensive line. And I think that's the way that we're going to do it. We finally got our guard. We got who we needed. Elway's making some smart decisions in the draft. And I think that Moody just may be what we need to bolster that offensive line to give enough time in the pocket for Drew Lock for him to get some of those deep passes off to Judy, to Cortland Sutton, to Noah Fant. All those great offensive weapons we have. We finally are starting to rebuild the line that we need to keep them safe. So this guy, A-, one of the best picks we've done this season. The only one better, I think, is Cushenberry. Cushenberry's a great center. We now have a guard to go alongside him. I love this pick. I'm going to give it a solid A-. Maybe not the absolute best guy on the board. I don't know who all else was available. But A-, I really like this pick. A great overall addition to the team. We do need help on O-line. We've notoriously had trouble with our offensive line. And now that we draft a guard, we're adding some power to that O-line. That is incredibly important. And I really like this pick. The Patriots did just move up in the draft. So you went to the draft last year, you didn't. And when the Broncos took Locke, you didn't like it, but you were wrong. Yeah, Drew Lock has done really, really well. Patriots did just move up. It'll be interesting to see who they get. But I like this pick. I like the O guard. But without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up here. I've got to go. We've got some places to be a little bit later on. Thank you all so much for stopping by. We just hit 87 minutes. That is amazing. That is a very long live stream. Excuse me. I thank you all so much for everything. This has been a ton of fun getting to stream this draft. So, the Pats got a guard as well. That's awesome. Building up the defense there too. Or building up the offensive line, I mean. Not the D-line. Sorry. Building up the offensive line is incredibly important. They're trying to protect their players. That's very smart. But yeah, I will see all of you guys later. So thank you all so much for watching the 5th round of the NFL Draft. Lots of great players here. And I will see you guys in the next live stream or the next video. So thank you all so much for watching. And as always, I will see you in the next live stream or video, whatever comes next. So thank you all so much. This is a ton of fun to do. And I look forward to the next video. Good night, everybody.